If you settle down into shunya meditation, it's actually death. When we say death, the definition of death on one level is you lost your body. About near-death experience, what is being referred to as meditation? We have a certain type of meditation called shunya. That means shunya literally translates as emptiness. That's not the right translation, but there's no appropriate word in English. So it's emptiness or nothingness. So if you settle down into shunya meditation, it's not near death, it's actually death, but conscious death. Suppose you're riding a bicycle. You are a new rider with little balance, so you will go like this. Some other kid is riding, he'll leave his hands free and whistle and look here, look there and ride and do all kinds of things, stand up on the handlebar and turn around, jump, all this. Why? It's a certain mastery, certain balance and mastery. Now, you can jump off the cycle and again jump back and do all these things. Similarly with your body, if you have a certain amount of mastery, you can jump off and jump back quite effortlessly. Now it is happening accidentally because of some medication, or for many people during 60s, 70s, the LSD time, there were a whole lot of people talking about this thing, sir, it's your time. It was your time.
Metaphorically.
So, a whole lot of people talking about this, and it really happened to them. It's not that they were imagining things, it actually happened to many of them, but it was also because it was hallucinatory. Nobody knows whether it's this or that. There's no way to for sure say it actually happened to them or not. But I've met many people of those times who genuinely experienced things with which their lives got transformed in many different ways, in a crazy way. But suddenly everything about them changed simply because somewhere they perceived this… you can yo-yo this body a little bit if you wish, it's not a permanent thing. Just that little awareness changed the way they perceive life and they behave and they do things in their life. I'm not really looked at any of the thing, but some people have told me, some popular books, they were saying they see angels and there's a tunnel going. See, one thing is, you must understand, when somebody is going on the surgery table, the doctors may be confident, the patient always fears that he may die. Doctors may be confident, they know the case, they know what they're doing, 99% of the time they're confident what they're doing. But the patient, once he closes his eyes and hands over his life to somebody, he always fears what will happen. So every small thing he thinks is death. It happens to people, if you put a gun to somebody's head and just shoot and miss them or it's a blank, they almost died. Near-death experience, they'll blank out for some time and then they come back. They really think they went away and they came back. And they saw the scene also from the top, because that's because of the Hollywood. So, human mind is capable of creating many dimensions of experiences. It need not be construed as death, it's life. In reality, there is no such thing as death. It's life, life and life alone, moving from one dimension to another, another dimension to another. So if I lose one dimension, it looks like that is dead. Right now, it is a medical fact that they say approximately every fortnight, you're losing 7 kilograms of your existing body and something new has come in 1 fortnight. Whatever your weight, you must just calculate in how many fortnights you're completely lost. Everything that you have in your body is being lost continuously and something else is coming in. But you don't experience as that every meal and every day you empty your bowels, you must experience it as near death. But that doesn't happen to you. But this happens to you because there is some disengagement in your experience, particularly because of anesthetic impact. The disengagement with various faculties that you're normally used to suddenly makes you feel you're dead. Nobody died. It's a completely wrong perception. Yes, Every moment of your life, if you are willing, if you are not entangled with situations and your own thoughts and emotions, there are many things you can perceive right here. Right here, sitting here, you can look at your life from there, okay? This is not near death, this is life. But because, as I said, loss of faculties works out well for a lot of people, unfortunately. It's not a good thing. Loss of faculties, unfortunately, work very well for a lot of people because they're suffering their faculties. The greatest faculties that have come to us after millions of years of evolution, unfortunately we suffer because we have not read the user's manual.
Have you ever wondered what lies beyond the veil of death? What happens in those fleeting moments when life seems to slip away, only to return? Why do some people, when hovering on the edge of life and death, speak of tunnels, lights, and encounters with the departed? Today, let us journey into a realm that has fascinated mankind for centuries, which is the realm of near-death experiences, or NDEs as they are commonly known. These experiences, which often occur when a person is on the brink of death, have been reported across cultures, religions, and ages. They are a testament to the timeless quest of humanity to understand the mysteries of life and death. Firstly, what is a near-death experience? It is a profound personal experience associated with death or impending death. Those who have undergone NDEs often report a feeling of peace, a sensation of floating outside their body, moving through a tunnel, encountering deceased loved ones, or even meeting divine beings. Some return with a renewed sense of purpose, while others are left with more questions than answers. But what do these experiences truly mean? Are they mere hallucinations, or do they offer a glimpse into the afterlife? In the East, our spiritual traditions and philosophies have long embraced a perspective that sees life as a continuous cycle, rather than a linear journey. This cyclical nature of existence, which is birth, death, and rebirth, is deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. It is not just a philosophical concept, but a lived reality for many. Consider the ancient wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, which is one of India's most revered scriptures. It beautifully illustrates this cyclical understanding of life with the metaphor of garments. It says, just as a person casts off worn-out garments and puts on others that are new, in the same way, the embodied soul casts off worn-out bodies and enters others that are new. This profound verse encapsulates the essence of reincarnation and the eternal nature of the soul. The body, like a garment, is temporary, but the soul, the true self, is eternal and undergoes many journeys. This perspective offers a unique lens through which we can view near-death experiences. When someone stands at the threshold of death and then returns, they might be brushing against this ancient understanding. They might be momentarily stepping into that space between lifetimes, that pause between the shedding of one garment and the donning of another. So, when someone has a near-death experience, it isn't merely a physiological anomaly or a trick of the mind. It could very well be a profound spiritual experience, a brief immersion into the vast ocean of consciousness that we in the East believe continues well beyond the death of the physical body. They might be touching the edge of this eternal cycle, getting a fleeting yet transformative glimpse of what lies beyond the confines of the body. But, dear ones, it is essential to remember that the true essence of these experiences is not in the details or the stories, but in the transformation they bring about in the individual. Many who have had NDEs come back with a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. They come back with a diminished fear of death and an increased zest for living. And why is that? It is because they have touched the infinite. Even if for a brief moment, they have realized that death is not an end, but a transition. This understanding can be liberating. However, one doesn't need to have a near-death experience to understand the mysteries of life and death. Meditation, in its deepest sense, is a death. It is a death of the ego. It is a death of the false self. When you meditate deeply, you touch the same infinite space that many describe in their NDEs. You realize that you are not just the body or the mind, but something far more vast and timeless. So, while NDEs are fascinating and can offer insights into the nature of consciousness and the universe, the real journey is inward. Dive deep within yourself, and you will find all the answers you seek. In the end, whether through meditation or a near-death experience, the goal is to understand our true nature. The goal is to realize that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its grand dance. And in that realization, we find peace, love, and the true meaning of life.